In the past 4 months, we've sold over $250,000 in window cleaning contracts just from phone calls. And right now, we're selling over $4,000 a day just from a simple 2-minute phone script. If you're still pitching one-off cleanings, you're leaving so much revenue on the table. Today, I'm giving you the exact script on how we close quarterly and biannual service contracts really fast. We're gonna cover the framework, the psychology, and how to overcome objections. If you don't know me, my name's Austin Ortiz. I own a window cleaning business out here in Palm Beach, Florida called H2O Bros. We're on track to do over 7 figures in just 2 years in business. So let's first start out by why selling service plans are a game changer. The reason we're able to sell so much revenue is because we're not selling one window cleaning, we're selling 2 or 4 window cleaning in a 12-month contract. The whole main goal of why we started this too is because we want to sell the business one day. And you can't sell the business if you're just doing one-time cleans. You have to have recurring revenue. And in just 6 months of selling service plans, I can't tell you how much stress it's taken off us knowing that we have jobs already on the schedule for months out. So this is going to do wonders with retaining techs because you can guarantee them work. And also it's going to make the technician's job a heck of a lot easier when they're doing their second, third, and fourth, and so on and so forth clean because the windows will already be relatively clean. So now let's get into how we actually get these leads and how we're going to close them over the phone. So let's get into how we structure these plans. So we have 4 options for our customers. We have the quarterly option where it's 4 cleans a year. We have the biannual, 2 cleans a year. Then we have a monthly, which is every single month. And then we have the one-time clean where we just clean their windows, they pay, and then they're not on any sort of contract. So each of these plans come with a different discount. Our one-time clean is our highest price, and then it goes down from biannual to quarterly, and then a monthly being the cheapest. This gives a logical reason for the pricing because the more frequent we do the windows, the cleaner they are, the quicker the job will take, which is why they get a cheap price. So now we'll get into how we actually get these leads. So we get all of our leads through meta ads, but you can get leads through Google, you can get them from Yelp, referrals, Nextdoor, any lead that comes in from a phone, we're going to show you how to close it. And if you have any questions on how we get so many leads from meta ads, I'll put a link right here where you can click on and watch that video. Okay, so let's get into the phone framework and how we're going to close these leads. So the first thing is pre-call prep. We need to know the size of their home, how many windows they have, we need to have their address pulled up, their name, any information that's going to help us give them a proper quote, and the right option is going to be the difference. We also need to know our availability and what date we're trying to get them scheduled for. We should also be referencing any past notes we have on this lead in order to prepare us. So after you've done the pre-call prep, a couple key points you want to keep in mind when you get them on the phone. You want to be energetic, but not too much to where it comes across like you're overly excited. It wants to be a sweet spot to where you're confident, but you're also happy to have them on the phone. So what I like to do when I'm talking to people is I like to smile as I talk. It's going to have your tonality come across like you genuinely are happy to be talking to this person. And a goal of these calls and something super important to keep in mind is you're having a conversation with another human being. Every other person they've talked to on their phone is just pitching from a script. You want to be just having a conversation like you're talking to someone you already know. So let's get into the framework of the call and the script that we actually use when we're on the phones. So the first thing I like to say when they pick up is hey, and then their name with a kind of questioning tonality. So, hey, Bob, right? Because that's going to be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And so their immediately first reaction is to be like, yeah, this is him. What's going on? Right? So it sparks a little bit of curiosity. And then you just go right into, yeah, this is Austin with H2O Bros. We got your form for window cleaning. Just have a couple questions for you. And then he's going to be like, oh yeah, he's going to remember that he put in some form on Meta. And he's like, oh yeah, we want our windows cleaned. Yeah, what's up? Right? No one has any hesitation about answering some questions about their home. People actually prefer to do it. So just some very basic questions that are going to help you get that quote. So we have a lot of screens out here. So the first question I like to ask is, do you have screens all around the home? And they'll think about it. Oh, no, or yes, or we have screens on these windows. Sometimes you'll just go on. Let them talk. Let them talk about their home. The next question I like to ask is, do they have any hard water spots? This is going to start building some pain around the dirty windows. So in Florida, the hard water spots are really bad. So it's a pretty common answer that we get that yes. And then people are thinking about their hard water spots and like, oh gosh, we have hard water spots on this one. Yeah, it's such a pain point when people are thinking about it. For other areas where hard water is not too prevalent, you can say things like, dirt around the frames. I know in deserts, the dust and buildup gets really bad inside the tracks. So you can point out something like that. There's some areas where you get moss and algae stuck in the frames that gets really bad. You can point out something like that. So know your market, know what causes those windows to get really dirty and point that out. And the last question I like to ask is how often do they get their windows cleaned, or have they had their windows cleaned recently? One of those two variations is really important because that allows you to give them the option that is best suitable for them. So some some people tell you, oh, it's been years since I got my windows cleaned, or oh, I've never got my windows cleaned, or oh yeah, we usually get them cleaned like twice a year. An important part when you're asking all these questions about their home is you want to kind of have some filler rapport questions. So, oh, I'm looking at the home, it looks like it's pretty relatively new. You guys been there for a while? Or, oh, are you guys originally from Florida? Most people aren't. Whatever question, feel it out to where it comes across natural. Don't force your questions, but usually I like to throw in like 1 to 2 rapport building questions just to make you come across like you're a human being and you're not just trying to sell them window cleaning. So now we go into the options that we're going to present. So for me, on average, I'm presenting the quarterly option and then the one-time clean. And that one-time clean, not really selling it too hard, and I'm giving it a really, really high price. And the quarterly option, I'm really building value on our protective coat. At H2O Bros, we do a protective coat. It's kind of like Rain-X, so that way when water hits it, it'll just bounce right off. It really helps us sell these service plans. So cool, Mr. Customer, we have a couple different options for your home. We have our one-time clean, pretty standard window cleaning, tends to be a bit more expensive. And then we have our protective plan. That's what most people are on. It keeps the windows clean and protected year round, and we come out every single quarter. Were you looking more for the one-time clean or the protective plan? And most people will just say, let me hear both. Some people will say, oh, they want the protective plan. Our ads are tailored to our protective coat. So most people that call in want our protective coat. Sometimes people let you know though, oh yeah, I'm moving out. I just want to put the home on the market. So I just want the windows clean. So just a one-time clean price. Cool. And then whatever option, again, most people just say, I want to hear both, and then give them both. So I usually always lead with the one that I want. So the quarterly option, I'll say, yep. So for the protective plan, we come do a deep clean of all the frames, track sills. We're going to remove those screens for you, top and bottom, give those a scrub. And then after we apply our protective coat, kind of works like Rain-X. Have you heard of that, Mr. Customer? I always like asking that question because at this point, when you're building value, it's going to be a lot of words. And sometimes they might check out. So kind of just asking them a quick little question and bring them back in. You ever heard of Rain-X before? People picture what Rain-X is. Rain-X is used on a lot of cars, right? It just repels the water. It's like, oh yeah, cool. So it works like Rain-X, except it's more tailored to window cleaning. So we come, we apply that, and then that coat lasts 3 months. So we come back out every quarter. So for the protective plan, that deep initial clean with the coat will come out to just $4.99. And then after that $4.99, it's just $99 a month. And again, we come out every quarter to clean everything again and then reapply that coat. And sometimes I don't even say the one-time clean. I'll just let them kind of feel that. Sometimes they'll be like, and how much is the one-time clean? Or then they'll say, oh, okay. Okay. And they'll think on it. Notice here how we really harp on the quarterly and the monthly billing, because that's what we want most of our customers to be on. You really just want to have the mindset that all you really sell is quarterly cleans. Your one-time cleans, your biannual plans should really come as more of a downsell. Also, this exact script I'll link down below so you guys can click on and use it at your own discretion. So at this point, they're going to be like, okay, great. Or they're to say, how much is the one-time clean? And if I give an initial deep clean of the quarterly for $4.99, I'm usually saying that one-time clean price is $100 to $200 more. So probably say $549 if we just did it one time, and that wouldn't include the coat. I make sure I tell them that because the coat doesn't make sense to apply if we're just cleaning their windows once. Then they're going to think on it, right? And there's going to be a little pause. Sometimes they'll jump in right away, but a question I like to ask is, when were you looking to get this scheduled? That's kind of how I take them from the options down to when I'm actually trying to get them on the schedule. And they'll be like, oh, I want the windows done this time or that or next week or tomorrow, right? Whenever they are, some people are just going to be ready to go. And then you'll say, cool, let me write up the scope of work. I'll send it over to you while I got you on the phone. Again, we use field routes to write up all of our contracts, put in their info and send it to them. We know how to generate these contracts really quickly. So we just keep them on the phone, type up the scope of work and send it to them so they can sign off on it right on the phone. If you're new to this, right, you can say, hey, let me call you back in 5 minutes as I write up the scope of work if you're a little uncomfortable with using whatever CRM you have to generate the contract. Try not to do the 5-minute hang up because you have them on the phone. If you could just ask some filler rapport questions, just whatever you got to do to keep them on while you're typing up that agreement, and then send it to them so they can just sign it off right then and there. And then you can go ahead and get them on the schedule. Okay. So you're going to hear probably this objection on most calls. And that's going to be, let me check with my spouse. Okay. Let me think about it. Okay. I just send it over and I'll let you know. Right. So let's go through each one of them. So when you get the spouse objection, right, you can do a couple things. You can, one, say, have you guys talked about getting the windows clean yet? And they'll be like, oh, we did. It'd be like, okay, cool. And if it's a guy, I'll say something like, I think the wife's ever going to be mad about getting the windows clean. He'll usually have a chuckle, maybe sympathize with you. Then you can kind of work with him. If it's a wife that needs to check with her husband, be like, usually, and you can tell just the way they say it, if it's actually like, I need to check with my husband or else Chelsea's gonna kill me if I do this. And if it's that, then be like, cool, you guys are probably gonna talk about it this evening. Yep, okay, cool. I'll plan on giving you a ring at 6 p.m. That way, if he has any questions, I'll be on the phone to answer them. She'll be super happy. Important note, do not send the scope of work until you follow up with that follow-up call to get the husband on the phone. Really important, because you don't want her going over it with her husband before you're on the phone with her. So just be like, cool, I'll wait to send that scope of work. I'll give you a call at 6 p.m. As you're calling, send that scope of work as the phone call is going through. And again, it's important to give a time you're gonna follow up, so that way it works with her, and that way she knows you're going to be calling. So when that phone rings at 6 p.m., she's like, oh, it's the window cleaning guy. He's gonna go over the scope of work with us, honey. Okay, cool. Little overview on the spouse objection. Sometimes it's just using that as more of a smoke screen to kind of get you off the phone. So ask a few more digging questions if they're kind of like giving you vague answers. If it's like, I need to check with my husband, he's the one who makes all these decisions, make sure you plan a follow-up call at a specific time within the next 24 hours to reach out to them when they're together, and you can get them both on the phone. Because again, this is a contract, it's not a one-time clean. So you need to make sure that they're both on the same page with it. Next objection is, I'll let you know. You should have asked at this point when they're looking to get their windows clean. And some people, there's no real urgency with them. So for the people that are saying, oh, I gotta let you know, and they aren't also giving you a time on when they want their windows clean, be like, okay, cool. I just don't want to bother you a ton. So just so I can get like a good time frame on when to follow up, is there something you're getting the windows clean for, or is it just something that you do this time of year, right? Again, it's just a question to kind of get a little more out of them. What I've always learned in sales is the more questions, the better, because you might strike that one question that'll get them to just open up. Oh yeah, we're having a party next week. It's for my kid's birthday. The whole crew's coming over. Oh, okay. And then take them a step further. Okay, Mr. Customer, we're actually going to be in your neighborhood on Friday. Again, while I got you on the phone, I know, you're not really sure about it right now. I'm just trying to get this schedule filled. If we can get you in on Friday while we're in the neighborhood, I don't mind taking an extra $25 off that initial clean if we can just get you on today. And then he's going to be like, oh, right, you got him where it is. And it's like, and you can even say, I just want that. I just want those windows clean for when everyone comes over. So, your cousins aren't getting on you, whatever you want to say to them. Again, it's just about getting these people to open up. That's why building rapport in that initial first 30 seconds is so crucial. So that way towards the end, they're not giving you vague answers. They're actually just having a conversation with you, and then you could work with them. So when they say I'll let you know, try to ask some prying questions to really get an idea of why they submitted that lead form and how pressing it is to get their windows clean. Last thing I'll mention on this, you will have to play the follow-up game. There is a lot of people that just aren't ready to commit to a contract or window cleaning on the phone and just want to get some more information. So following up with these people is going to be your absolute best friend. Last objection is, just send over the quote and I'll let you know. It's kind of the same thing, but it's important that you're not sending over the quote. With these people, I'll say usually these are the people that are ready to make a decision, just want kind of like a day to think about it. So again, kind of treat this like the spouse objection. Be like, okay, cool. I'll write up the scope of work. I'll send that over to you. Also, these are the people that are, let's just say, driving to work or on a lunch break or, on the golf course. They're in the middle of something where they can't just pull up their email or pull up their phone and sign off on the scope of work. So these people, right? Again, don't send them the scope of work right then and there. Don't send them the contract. Set a time. Oh, okay. It sounds like you're driving. When's a good time to reach out to you when you're sitting down? Usually I call my customers around evening time, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's good. Okay. I don't want to bother you while you're at work. Is 6:30 p.m. probably when you're getting home. Yep. Okay, cool. I'll give you a ring then. And that way, the more exact time, the better. So that way these people remember it, and also you can call at a specific time. The last thing you want to do is say, cool, I'll follow up with you. And then you follow up with them in the evening, but then they have a dinner that night and you don't catch it, right? And then you're bugging them, or just a waste of a phone call. So make sure you set a time where they will be available to talk and go through the scope of work to sign off and then get them on the schedule. So let's talk about when to downsell to the biannual and the one-time clean. So usually it's you can kind of hear it in their tonality where they're just it might be too much. Or if they're not really giving you much, they're like, oh, I'll let you know. And you could tell there's some pushback. I always like to ask is is getting your windows clean every quarter just not a necessity for you guys? Would you guys be more like a twice a year kind of people? And they'll be and then right then in that answer, they'll tell you, oh no, it's just we need to think about it. Or they'll tell you, yeah, twice a year seems a lot more reasonable. And be like, okay, yeah, I think that's totally good. Let me get you guys the price for that. And then you downsell to the biannual, and then you can work with that. Cool. So this is a biannual. I've had plenty of people on the phones where there's just been a little hesitation. I dropped to the biannual manual and immediately they're sold and they're ready to go. Same with the one-time clean. The one-time clean, some people just don't want to commit to a contract without seeing your work first. So get them scheduled for a one-time clean, price it a little higher, and then make sure you call them after the service is done and try to pitch them again on the plan. Obviously, we want to shoot for the plan on the first go around, but this will happen to where people just don't want to sign a contract with a company that they haven't seen their work with. So it's important to build rapport, build credibility about your business, but at the end of the day, you'll have some people that will just be a one-time clean. Just totally fine, but make sure you're pricing it at a high enough point so that way you're not losing money from the ad spend. Little bonus, and this line has without a doubt sold me, my sales reps, everyone I know. This line has sold them more service plans in pest control and window cleaning than any other line in the world. And it's the 12-month trial line. It works like a gem because so many people are hesitant about signing a contract because they feel like they're committing to window cleaning for life. So what you're going to say is if there's like, I don't know if I want to do an agreement, or, oh, can you just do it this one time and we'll let you know about the contract? Just simply respond with, what I'll do for you is just put you on a 12-month trial. That way you can see how we operate, see if you like it, and then for whatever reason, if you hate it, we can just part ways after. Sound fair? Shut up, wait for him to say something. And I promise you, the batting average on that is crazy. It's like 60, 70%. We'll just be like, okay, right? You just got to say it just like that though. Like you're doing them a favor. What I'll do for you, just put you on a 12-month trial. You can see how it works. If you hate it, we can just part ways after. Sound fair? And then a lot of times we'll just say yes. So again, I'm going to link down below this exact script. If you want tailored help into your exact business with ads, selling service plans, click the link down below. We'll schedule a call and we'll see if it's a good fit. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel. We post every Wednesday and every Saturday. See you in the next one.